Welcome to this half roller class, a really nice one to do at the end of your day. You want your half roller laid along your mat and we'll come to lay along the roller. So placing your tailbone at one end of the roller, have a glance at your feet and ensure that you're in parallel, your feet are hip socket width apart, and then use your arms to lay yourself along your roller. Your tailbone is at one end, your head at the other, and the whole of your spine lays onto the roller. Close your eyes for a moment and just breathe. Notice what is in contact with the roller and what perhaps isn't in contact with your roller through the back of your body. Maybe at first you have those little wiggles. Just allow them to settle before you float the arms up towards the ceiling. And allow those arms to sink into the shoulder joints. Keeping the fingers nice and long, your inhale is going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And your exhale massages the shoulder blades back over the roller. Your inhale reaches. And your exhale melts. Now as you breathe in, picture your breath coming into the roller behind you. You're breathing into the back of your rib cage. And your exhale deflates those arms back down. Your inhale reaches. And your exhale releases. Keeping the shoulders melting over the roller here, you're going to let the arms open out to the side. Now remember, if coming to the floor isn't for you, you do not have to. If coming to the floor is too much of a stretch for today, keep the arms hovering. And if there is any pinching going on in your shoulders, make your range of movement even smaller. Your exhale will allow the arms to roll back up. And then your inhale lets them open. Your exhale rolls them up. And inhale, open. One more time. Perhaps in doing so, noticing whether one arm meets the floor before the other. See if you can even that up. Your arms come up towards the ceiling, the palms turn to face your knees, and we do the same here. 4 times, allowing those little fingers to come down towards the ground. And this may be a completely different stretch. Inhaling as the arms come down, exhaling as they come up. Last one with the little fingers coming to the ground. And then when your arms come up towards the ceiling again, turn the palms outwards. This time your palms come towards the floor. Once again, doing 4. Your inhale lowers the arms down and your inhale picks them up. Once the arms come towards the ceiling again, flip the palms so you can see the palms of your hands. Your thumbs are turned out and your thumbs now come towards the floor. Once again, that may change that stretch entirely. Your inhale brings the arms down, your exhale floats them up. Last one here. Maybe just noticing that timing of your arms. And then once the fingers are pointing towards the ceiling, turn the palms to face back towards your knees. In fact, turn the palms out for a moment so your thumbs point towards your knees. Roll the fingers down towards the floor and now let the arms open out to the side. And if you've been on the computer all day, that might feel a nice stretch around your forearms, even around the arms, even around the pec. And then bring the arms back up towards the ceiling. Float the fingers up and unravel the arms. Keep the palms facing towards your knees. And now this time, take both arms back behind you. Keeping the ribs flush to the roller. From here, bend the elbows, keeping the elbows hovering off the floor to get your strong pec stretch. Breathe into that stretch. You can stay here as long as you like. See if you can breathe into your pelvis and allow your pelvis to get heavier. And then to come out of it, circle the arms out to the side and release them right down. You can do that as many times as you like if you needed to. But for today, one other thing, we're going to float the arms up towards the ceiling. Let those arm bones be nice and heavy. And then allow one arm to roll back behind you as the other rolls down by your side. It may touch the floor, it may not. And then push the arms back up, switching the other way. So steering the arms in opposite directions of one another. Allowing the shoulder blades to slide on the back body. Trying to free up your shoulders, especially if you've been quite static today. Maybe noticing the little shifts as you take the arm back behind you. And then when the arms come back up towards the ceiling, you're going to interlace the fingers, reach the arms back behind you and hook the hands behind your head. From here, let your elbows come up towards the ceiling as if you're going to touch the elbows together. And then allow them to roll away from one another as if they were going to touch the floor. Roll the elbows up towards the ceiling as if they were going to touch together. And then roll them back. And just a couple more times. Again, noticing if you're holding any tension in or around the pelvis. See if you can let your pelvis get heavy. And then the next time that the elbows hover, keep them in the corner of your vision, so not too narrow this time. Imagine you're pulling that head off, which will start to curl the head and shoulders forward, glancing towards your pubic bone. Keep the pelvis in neutral as you keep curling to get into those abdominals. And then slowly release them back down. Once your head comes down to the roller, let the elbows open for just a moment to get that stretch again. And then once again, let the elbows come up. You can see them in the corner of your vision. As you curl forward, don't let the tailbone tuck. You keep the pelvis in your neutral. You breathe, and then you're slowly releasing back. It's all about getting longer and longer each time we do this. We'll just do 2 more. Sending the ribs down into the roller. Your eye gaze towards your pubic bone. And one last one. Releasing the arms once your head is down, you can circle them down by your sides and then slide off of your roller to lay it onto your mat. Maybe appreciate that moment as you lay there. You might even want to move, so you're welcome to go into wide hip rolls if you feel you need to move from there. And then use those wide hip rolls to roll yourself to one side and sit yourself up. Just minding you're not feeling dizzy. And then take your roller across your mat for just a moment. This time, we're going across with the roller across, the rib cage. So you're finding the very base of your shoulder blades. You might play around with where you are. And then once again, interlace the fingers behind your head. From here, you allow yourself to go into extension. So you might go, oh, I can't go anywhere. in which case you come back. It might be that you need to slightly adjust your roller, so I feel I need mine slightly further down, almost one vertebrae in my spine. And now as I lengthen, yeah, hopefully I feel like I'm getting a bit more length. And it is not about the head touching the floor whatsoever, really. Of course it might, but it's about allowing the diaphragm to open, the upper back to extend. See if you can breathe as you're here. Sometimes it can feel quite restricted because we're tense through the diaphragm. And then the next time that you exhale, send the ribs down to pick the head up to curl forwards. You're glancing in towards that pubic bone again. You're going to inhale there. And as you exhale, slowly lengthening. Lengthening right back over that roller. Take a moment, take a breath. See if you can allow the breath in. And then your exhale sends the ribs down into that roller to contract your abdominals. Once again, you might find that you need to start moving that roller a little. You can just get that, you know, as you're releasing, you might feel that you've got a bit more space to be had, and then you can move the roller either down or up, but never letting it be so intense that you can't breathe. And you might feel that you just want to let your head come back. You might even have a cushion behind your head here, but you can stay there if you wish and breathe here. Sometimes that allows the space that you've got to change. And then one last little thing. Turn into your side. This is more about massaging. You place the roller into the side of your rib cage, tilting forward slightly and back to massage around the sides of the ribs, around the shoulder blade. It's either a love or hate one. And then you're going to turn the other way to do the same. Come back to the center. You might find you have to adjust, either wiggle down slightly, interlace those hands behind your head and allow yourself to extend. Hopefully, you've got a little bit more freedom to be had. A little bit more breath to take in. And then to come out of it, send the ribs down into that roller to curl forwards. You might have to prop yourself up with your elbows to come all the way up or roll to your side. And then do feel free to lay for a moment. Especially if it's the end of your day, just lay there and breathe for a bit.